So if I build a house without a foundation, what happens?
Yeah, okay.
Today's video is sponsored by Backstreet Surveillance, Active Self-Protection's trusted source for home and business surveillance. They offer free expert system design and quotes using their Backstreet Surveillance System Design tool to help you build the perfect system for your application. They also offer nationwide professional installation, remote smartphone monitoring, and their revolutionary 360 4K camera to help you keep track of and protect that which you love. Check them out at the link in the description and thank them for bringing us today's video.
It creates more movement and it's going to fall down eventually. So if I let them just move their hands fast and shift their body, then I create a hard problem over it. If they settle, they learn to move just their arms, which is where real speed lies. So if you guys will watch this, I'm going to do this on the target. Watch the difference between one shot and two shots and watch the bracing difference on it. Okay, and that's what I really want to make sure that it wouldn't matter to me if I shot 1 or 15. I'm still present and braced for the next shot, because I had a real problem with this. I know this is going on, you know, but I have to admit this is a great sin of mine. I got so good at the single draw that my follow-up shots had a huge difference between them. And then I listened to the guys that are saying there's an inherent danger because you'll shoot too fast, and they have solved it by slowing the shooter down, which is not the right methodology. We should and more able to handle the stresses exerted them so they can process better. I think it's the result. That's what I'd do with a fighter. I wouldn't say slow down your punches. I'd say get a better base and be able to move better so that you can fight better. That's where a startle response really lies. When a person doesn't mean to shoot, they do that. That's them going, oh shit. You see it a lot with officers, especially when there's a synchronized shooting event. One guy's shooting, the other one thinks he does, and he's like, oh crap, I've started shooting. What do you and hell if I know. The other problem is I go and stop and then I crash. It's a really small target. I'm just going to keep it moving until I get to that point, but I want to know where that point is. It's not the wall to stop. Glock triggers make you do that. But with HK triggers, you don't have to do that. Most triggers you can get and just be present and feeling in it. It gives you throttle control. And you can do it at a very unconscious level then. That makes sense?
Yeah. I just can't feel that point on this cannon.
Yeah, but you will. Because is there any ever surprise trigger break? I know what they meant, but it doesn't exist because people know when it's going to shoot. And then the problem sometimes with ball and dummy drills, and we blame it on anticipation, is I do push on the gun because the gun pushes on me. Newtonian physics say I can't just stand still and ignore it, otherwise it'll push me completely. But is it before, during, or after the trigger press is what really matters. It should be in the cycle of it so that I'm bracing, and that's what I'm practicing together. When we get to the wall and we hold and then we crash, we pin, and then we see dead triggers. Yeah, and what does a dead trigger cost you in a bill drill? Usually half a second to a full second. That's a huge difference. And that's the shot before it is usually a miss. The shot after it is usually a miss, so it's costing you a lot more overall. Make sense? I'm cutting hairs here, but you're instructors mostly, right? But you can think about this, it gives you some modulation. All right, let's look at the draw and 2 shots versus 1 shot. Okay, eyes and ears. All right, so here's just a 1-shot draw. See how I didn't stay?
Yep.
Gun flew out, I just got it on target, I was done instantly. All right, here's a 2-shot draw. So that was a 102. Here's a 2-shot draw, done the same way. So the draw went to a 114, why?
Because you knew you were going to make that follow-up shot.
I have to make another shot. Shouldn't I be doing that anyway? Even if it only required 1, process says I need to be present, and if he's done and I don't need to shoot, I need to be present enough to take my finger off the trigger, not to withdraw the gun. This is a really bad habit because you're withdrawing your attention from the process. It's not just the pullback, it's the mind goes away from the process of shooting. So how do I get 2 shots in about 1 second? I have to have that fast draw, but I need to be ready to follow up on it, okay? So let's see if we can get that today. Little slow, 120, 96 draw, and a 24 follow-up. Little tight in the hand, so let's see if I can loosen up a little bit. 111. So I fired 2 shots in the time it took me to draw in the other one. Were they good shots?
Yeah.
They're right on top of each other too, because I practiced that part, and what I'm doing is starting the track. So what happens if I go to 3 shots? I should see what? So I had an 88 draw and a 23 split. So if I add another 20 split onto a 110 essentially, I'll get a what? 130. This is how we check our methodology. First one was high, 134. See, I tracked the first one, it was slightly high, I followed the other ones. See, I'm training myself to be present. That's what process truly means. And at that point, is a bill drill hard? So I had a 93 draw, I had a 22 split, I had a 19 split from relaxing, then I had a 20 split. So that says by the time I get to the end of this drill, since 3 shots are 134 and I have 3 more to do, I should shoot a what? 20, 20, and 20 on 34 is what? 94, a 194 bill drill with a 93 draw. See how it works? You get better and better at it, and it teaches you to track and feel what's important. I didn't shoot fast on the split because I was too rigid. Sound familiar? And then the miss happens. You never can confirm process without math. Because as soon as we see the anomaly, then we can say, all right, you weren't there. I can guarantee you weren't there somehow. You're either way ahead of it or way behind it. Okay, I don't think I have 6 rounds, but let's see. I think I have another mag. That always works good. .198. See me correct from the left side?
Yep.
And they all went where? That's what I really want to learn to do in a fight, not the bill drill. I want to learn the correction. When I was a little high, so I just moved the gun over. 93 draw, 24 split, 22 split, an 18, a 20, a 20. Nothing spectacular in there, but there's your 2-second bill drill. Under pressure, no problem. Doing it in front of the class, no problem, because it's the method that allows me to do it, which allows me to be prepared in my performance index. So I can do it on demand. I struggled harder for that drill than any other drill in shooting, because the tactical world says that's irresponsible. Too many rounds I'm not seeing, I'm not practicing, but then I negate what? The ability to slow myself down if I get too fast, the ability to correct when I miss.